guys, welcome back to another episode of Just Jules. I sounded like a Disney Channel card. Yeah, sounded like a Disney Channel kid just now. But anyways, I wanted to get back and make another video. This is kind of like an updated foundation tutorial, but not really, because I'm not doing away with my liquid foundations. You know, I'm always going to be loyal to that type of makeup, but I wanted to try something new and I think I fell in love. Anyways, I think the hype right now is powder foundations. I used to be against powder foundations very much because I didn't find a use for it. I feel like it didn't cover anything. And I don't know, I just like when I'm doing makeup, I'm either a full face, everything from lashes to blush to mascara, everything, or a no makeup face and just do my brows and my mascara. But lately I've been kind of obsessing over my Makeup Forever foundation that I bought like months ago, and I just never used it because I was so loyal. And I originally just bought this to just blot when I was like out and about, but I used it today by itself and I am in love with it. This is the Makeup Forever Dual Matte Powder Foundation. It is a pressed powder rather than a loose powder, but this is in the color, or in this case shade 203, and I love this foundation just on the sense that it just makes my skin look flawless without even trying it. Well, without even trying. And I mean, it's effortless amount of time. I literally did my makeup in like 5 minutes this morning. But all I do is take a pro buffing brush from Sephora. This is the brush in number 62, and it is a little, it's not a kabuki brush, it's just a regular bristle brush, but it has a very flat top and dome sides, so it's easy to apply foundation without hurting myself. So all I do is take the brush, swirl it around, tap off the excess, and kind of, rather than like painting my face with it, I kind of press it into my face. And all this does is kind of cover up all my imperfections. Now keep in mind, if you do have really bad skin, like you have acne or your pores are just very, very big, I advise you to just do away from the powders and just stick to liquid foundation, or just start taking care of your skin. It's hard, but it's worth it. To me, I wouldn't use it if I had acne or really bad skincare, because it's just going to make your face look even more cakey, and especially if it's a powder, you're going to want to put more powder on, and it's just going to add on to this cakey mess, and you just don't want that. So stick to liquid foundation because it's just the better alternative. Whereas right now my skin's pretty good, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of feeling myself right now. I thought it was a really good time to start using loose powders, start using powders, and I'm not gonna lie, I really am obsessed with it. So if I wanted to kind of highlight this area, definitely wouldn't do the same color, because you're just gonna look you're gonna look one dimensioned. So I went out and got the Cover FX mineral pressed powder in N10, which is neutral 10, and it's the same kind of thing that the Makeup Forever was. It has that little sponge at the bottom for you, but I use a different brush to apply this powder. This is the Sephora Multitasked Complexion brush, and I just like it because it's really tiny, so it can get in those little areas for me, and it won't be difficult for me to apply this. But again, I just swirl, tap, and then go under my eyes. Now keep in mind, powders are usually medium to full coverage. Usually powders are medium to full coverage, so you will get a very, or you're gonna get a very, you know, covered face. Your blemishes are gonna be gone. I wouldn't say your beauty marks would go away, but you can tell in pictures that you do have makeup on. But in person, I find that this is way more natural. I can still rock blushes, I can still rock bronzer, and I can still rock shadow in my eyes. I just prefer powders to just be fresh face, like I just woke up like this kind of look, when we all know I damn well did not wake up like this. But when I am blotting, I just tap a little powder onto this brush, which is the Real Techniques powder brush, and kind of do the T-zone and then hit my chin area and make sure everything is perfect and in tip-top shape. Now, do keep in mind, when you are using powder foundations, make sure you moisturize your face, tone your face, and make sure your pH level balances out, because it really does show in your skin. Anything else to say? Even before you're priming your face, make sure you prime your face, but make sure you also moisturize your face, because it really does show. If you have dry skin, I wouldn't advise you to do powder foundations, just because it is going to cling on to your dry spots. So in my case, just stick to the liquid foundation. But like me, I have very oily skin as of now, which sucks. But I do find that it's better for me to use the powder foundation, because as the days goes on, I feel like my skin looks better and better in pictures and cameras and everything. So some other alternative powders, I don't know for sure drugstore brands, but in the past I have used True Match, the powder form, and I really did like it. Other than that, Laura Mercier has a really good foundation powder out there. That was the one that I was originally going to buy, but they didn't have it at the Sephora and JCPenney's, which is closer to me anyway. So in the future, I probably will venture out and get the Laura Mercier, but for now, the Cover FX and the Makeup Forever is like my go-to powder foundation. Although these are on the pricey side, like I said, if you want a drugstore alternative, you can definitely try out True Match. I'm sure CoverGirl has a really good one, and Maybelline, of course. And to me, MAC isn't really high-end, because I find that MAC is very affordable. But if you don't find MAC affordable and you want to splurge and get a MAC foundation, I have a few. I think I have one right now. MAC does have really good pressed powders. They have the Studio Fix Plus powders that are basically the alternative of a liquid foundation powder in makeup. Yeah. What did I just say? MAC does have a very wide range of colors. So in my case, it's just easier to shop at MAC. Whereas with the Dual Matte Powder by Makeup Forever, I think they have like 11 shades, which isn't a lot. But to me, they kind of cover the whole range aspect of it. But if you do shop at MAC and you are a MAC girl, I definitely advise the Studio Fix powder, or you can get the Mineralize SkinFinish. And again, they have it in matte and all that other stuff. But I think this will range about $22. I'm not sure. But keep in mind, I do not advise, if you are using powders as of today, don't spray your face afterwards with any kind of like setting spray, because you will find wet spots on your face, and that's just a waste of product again. You're gonna have to reapply, so do away with that. Other than that, that is it. I'm sorry if my voice is so hoarse. I am under the weather. I am currently sick right now, so I know I didn't want to film while I was sick, but I couldn't help it. I was too excited and I wanted to tell y'all about my new discovery. But other than that, I will be back in a couple of days. Hopefully I don't sound like this anymore, but I don't know. I kind of like the way I sound with my sick voice. But anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and remember to like and subscribe, and what else? Oh, I'm not intentionally trying to like rep the NO, because I know in my last video I wore like a YMCMB shirt, but this was just because it was cold and it was a long sleeve. But other than that, thanks you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, thanks you guys. Bye.